All right, hold on, let me plug in here.
So, um, yeah, today the Supreme Court hit us with a Kansas City shuffle and did not give us any type of indication on what they were going to say about tariffs. So, let's look at the chart and how did that affect us, right? I think a lot of people, hold on, what am I trying to do here? How do I get to my chart? My bad, y'all. All right. So, I think a lot of people were expecting that. So, look, let's just the action here. Morning, we got a break. Now, remember what I like to tell you all. Break, retest. You see this? We broke this trend line, right? And this is just our trend line that we've been riding. I've been talking about this all week. Same trend line we've been riding. If we go to the daily, right? Same trend line we've been riding for a while here. See that? Same trend line. All right, so let's go back down to the 1 hour because I like to trade on the 1 hour. So we've been riding this trend line, and then we got our break here. Most people will jump in right here, but remember that is a mistake because it'll break down here. Your stop loss will probably be right up in here, and you see what happens? It pushes back up and you get stopped out. Then the real move happens. So we like to break, wait for a retest, and then this is the bigger move. So this was the move for the puts this morning. Then we get down here. We see that this is right at a break of structure level area or like a key level. We see this, all these bounces here, right? All these touches and bounces here along this orange line. Came down here, faked it out, right? Right when you think it's going to continue going, it fakes you out. So that's why I say when we're trading, we want to trade until we start seeing some weakness at the bottom. Here we got some weakness. This is when you get out. This is when I get out for sure. But it played out pretty beautiful because right after that, you get a doji. Dojis are indecision. We don't know what the market's going to do here, what the market's going to do here. But history tells us probably going to reverse. And what happened? Now, a lot of people will want to get in here. No, that's not where you get in. This is a break. This is a retest. This is where you get in. Remember, because the second one always goes higher. See, this was your first one. You're gonna stop. Got stopped out here. Doji. We retest the area. Here's our breaker structure. This green line. We retest this area. Body forms. We push up. The second one's always stronger. Now look what's happening here. So here's another move. We break out of here. We ride this up here. Now we break out here. Retest, right? We want to see what happens. Do we bounce off of this? If we bounce off of this, we enter again, and then we run this thing back up. Now we want to see, this is going to be the second retest of trying to crack back into our trend line, right? So if we got back into this, your first take profit should be right around here because this is where we can reject. So about 692.58. If we break through there, you're going to ride this thing until you start seeing some weakness or a wick or something like that that looks like it's going to pull it back down. That's how you determine how long you want to stay into a trade. But this was some good movement today, real good movement today. In fact, right, we saw this and let's go to my Discord here. I just like to let you guys know that I'm not just saying stuff after the fact because everything's hindsight is 2020. But no, look at this. SPY back above the breaker structure, right? We just talked about that. Body back above the breaker structure. And I anticipate a retest of 691 because here's the second confirmation on that is the VIX. The VIX hit a supply zone, about to lose a trend right here. We saw all these wicks here of, this being pushed back down. So one confirmation, two confirmations, or three confirmations here. And this was at 121-ish. I started here at 1257. Then we saw the VIX at 121-ish. And what happened towards the end of the day after 121? We pushed this thing up. This is at 2 o'clock. This pushes up. What I'll say 691 retest. We got the 690.50. Pretty close. 690.50. Actually, it bumped up even higher than that. 690.79. Right. So anticipated that. That was a good run. That was a good one to get in. Right. We got the body back above here. Right. I'm trading just like I'm telling you. Retest here. Boom. Waited till this wicked here. Body back above the breaker structure. This shows buyers are really stepping in. Now we get our push up. Retest of 691. So we get into a call. I got into a January 16th, 692 call. Let it push up. This move right here from on this move here, January 16th, 692 call, that move alone. Let's see here what it did. Order, let's go to history. I won't show my percentage here, but you can see here, I'm not lying. I don't know if you can see this or not. Hold on, let me pull my camera back up so I can see if you can see me. Let's see if you can see that. Where's the camera at? It's hating on me. Can't see it. But anyway, it is a 692 call. And it got me up on that call 50%. 50% on that. Right. And we're talking about a matter of 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. All right. What else happened today? We talked about NVIDIA, right? We were waiting on some things for NVIDIA. Didn't give us what we needed yet on NVIDIA, right? Still want to get this. We want to break out here first. We want this breakout. So nothing there, nothing to see on NVIDIA yet. Oklo. What did I say? I said, hey, expecting to bounce on Oklo. Why did we expect to bounce on Oklo? See this downtrend? We caught this right here. I drew this out from a prior video. You can go back and check that. This double bottom, horizontal, this diagonal double bottom. We got a bounce here off of this line, right? Once we get this bounce here off this line, now what happened? We broke out of here from 92, ran this thing up to a high here of 97.07. This is where you get out. We're getting out of here. We're bumping against the VWAP and it's showing weakness. You don't need to stand into it no longer than that. But look, breakdown, bounce. So you're talking about from 91.57 up to 97.05, 97.15. That's a 6-point move on NVIDIA, right? Just saw a 3-point move on SPY get 50%. So what do you think this is? This is about a 70% move if you put it out a couple of days. That's all we're looking for. Sorry, not NVIDIA, Oklo. That's all we're looking for here. Keeping it very, very simple. I don't do a whole lot of anything, but keeping it simple. What else is here? So we still got our Bitcoin. Bitcoin had a good day. We're not back where we need to be, but we had a good day. We ran all the way up to 97,000. So let's see what Riot did. Riot moves with Bitcoin. Let's see how it moved. Riot ran up to 18. So when we spoke earlier, that was right up in here, right? This is the market open 1676. This thing ran all the way up to almost $18 before falling back down. A 2-point move on $16 even in shares is a good percent. That's more than 10%, right? That's like 12%. So you think about that. In options, if the shares is moving 12%, I didn't take this play, but this is probably about a 60, 70% move right here. That's all we're waiting on. Keeping it simple, keeping it very simple. Why did we take it? Why would we have taken it? Look at this. We broke out of here. We came back down right around, like if you see down here, here's our break of structure. Right around this break of structure, we retest, and then what happens? We get a wick. This is buyers pulling this thing up, body forming. All right. That's all we're doing. We're keeping it very, very simple. Palantir. I'm still got my eye on Palantir. I do want to see here. Did we right here? Yeah, Palantir. We missed it. Missed Palantir. Look at this. All right, here's a beautiful example. Touch, touch, touch. This is a heck of a key level here. Touch. Heck of a key level here. Man, look at this. This is a break up, 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 come back down, retested that key level. All right. Soon as this wick starts to form and you get a body here, we're entering. Boom. This is where you get out. Red candle. Time to get out of that play. But we're talking about from 174 up to 178.50. Good move here. I still personally want to see a little more out of Palantir. This is a good move, but I want to get us some more break. Let's get the 4 hour. We might have a little more clear skies. Yeah, I want to see a little more out of Palantir. A little more out of Palantir. I either want to see this thing really run up here to this 186 and reject so I can take a put all the way down here, or I want to see it fall down like this, then give me a real bounce at 167, then I can take that full play. I like to be patient and take large plays. Like if this happens and we see this bounce here, right? This becomes here. Then we get a bounce here off of a wick. I'm 167. I'm going 170 call, 172.50 call, and I'll push this thing out 3 weeks and just let it cook. You know what I'm saying? Because coming from here, even back up to this level, right, of like 180, man, we're gonna let that cook. That'll be a beautiful play. Keep it very, very simple. What else is out there? Let's look and see if there's something that we can catch and talk about that. We'll see what it does tomorrow. Tomorrow. I don't want to get anything too expensive because, I like to trade things that most people can afford. Let's look at Baba. I usually stay away from Chinese stocks just because it's too volatile with our beef with these guys. All right, so this will be a cool example here on Baba. You see this? This is our breaker structure, this red line here. So let's go ahead and we'll extend this over. What time is it? Okay, we'll extend this over right over here. So what I would be looking for here on Baba, if I want to take a call, I want to see, you see this right here where there's a body, then a wick up top. I want to see the opposite. I want to see the green wick touching here with the body forming, right? I want to see it touching here. Like, let me try to draw this out for you. It's going to be pretty ugly, so bear with me. I'll change my color on this thing. There we go. All right, so I want to see, instead of the wick here and then the body, I want to see a wick here and then a body. Oh, it's going to be ugly, but you get the point, right? I want to see the wick bouncing, then the body forming. Then I'll take calls on there. But my indicators here are telling me that Baba's pretty hot right now, pretty spicy. So I'll wait to see until we break down, right? Retest to fake out people thinking we're going to reverse and then pull down. That's what I would want for puts. All right. This here, if we get this flip over, right, same thing. I want to see a wick, then a body. That's what I'll take for calls. So we'll see. We'll check on this tomorrow and see what Baba does, right? But yeah, just wanted to do a quick update of what we got in the market again. Unfortunately, the Supreme Court didn't come out and tell us anything, so we didn't get the extreme volatility that we wanted. But we got it. We got enough. We definitely got enough. All right. Sure. Have a good one. Catch you tomorrow.